Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Web Knowledge. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create a light animation in HTML. So here you can see a lamp over here and you can see a light on and light off button over here. If I click this light on button, it will turn on the light, and if I click light off button, it will turn off the light, and this looks quite smooth over here. So I'll show you how we can create this animation. So for creating this animation, we require this lamp image and this light image over here. So I'll give these two image download link in the description so that you can just directly download it from there. So first of all, we'll just create a folder over here in this new volume F. So we are just going to click over here, new folder, and here we are going to say HTML light animation. So inside this folder HTML light animation, we are going to keep two images, that is lamp and light. So I already have that image saved in this image folder over here. You can see images. So here you can see lamp and light image. So let me just copy it from here, copy, and I'll paste it inside HTML light animation folder. So Ctrl V. Now let me just open this HTML light animation folder in using Sublime Text. So let's go to Sublime Text and I'll click File, then Open Folder. I'll go to New Volume F and then HTML Light Animation, click it and select Folder. So here you can see the lamp and the light images over here. So here we are going to create a index.html file. So let's just click File and then click New File, and here we are going to say index.html. So let's save it, Ctrl S and then save. So here let me just say over here a normal HTML, and inside this title let's say HTML light animation. Let's save it, Ctrl S, and let me just open it. Let's click index. So here you can see in the title we have HTML light animation. So first of all, in this page we are going to create these two buttons. So let's go back to our Sublime Text. Here inside this body we are going to say let's say div, and inside this div we are going to say input type will be let's say button, and we do not require name. We'll say value, it will be light on, and let me just copy this one, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and this one will be for light off. If you save it now and if we refresh, here you can see light on and light off buttons. So let me just have them in the center. So we'll say align, it will be center, and let's also say in the body let's say BG color, it will be black. So if we save it and if we now refresh, so here you can see we have the background color is black and we have the light on and light off button. So let me just declare two class over here. Let's say class equal to, let's say here button on, and let's say here also class is equal to let's say button 2. So now we'll go to our inside head section, and inside this head we are going to say style, and then inside this style we'll say dot button on, and we'll declare the button color over here. Let's say here background color, let's say button on is for light on, so for it background color will be blue, and let me just copy this button on, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and for button 2 the background color will be red. Save it and let me just refresh over here. So here you can see we have the button color over here. So now let's have our lamp image over here. So for it we'll go back to our code again, and here after this div we are going to say image, and over here we need to give the image source, and here you can see our image lamp image and light image over here. So here we are going to say lamp dot png, our image type is png over here. So if you now save it and if we refresh, here you can see our lamp over here. Now we need to resize this lamp over here, and we want our lamp in the middle. So for it here we are just going to declare a class over here. Let's say class is equal to let's say lamp. So we'll go now inside this style, and here inside this style we are going to say dot lamp, we're going to say height. Let's say height will be 300 px, and let's say width, it will be 200 px. Now save it, and if you now refresh, here you can see the lamp is smaller than before. Now let's have our lamp in the middle. So we'll say here, so after this width we'll say display block, and we'll say margin right, it will be auto, and then margin left, it will be auto as well. So if you now save it, and if you now refresh over here, you can see our lamp is in the middle. So now let's also just add a BR over here. BR creates a gap. So if you now save it and let's refresh, if you refresh, there will be some gap over here. So here you can see there is a little bit more gap. So now after lamp, we now want our light over here. So for it, we are just going to copy this on, Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Now for this light, we need to say over here. Here you can see our light image name is light.png. So we are going to say over here light.png, and let's say we'll have a class called light. So now let's just save it first, and let me just refresh over here. So here you can see the light is over here like this. So we'll change this light's height and width. So let's go back to our code again, and at the top we're just going to say dot light, then we'll give 2 second bracket, and inside it we're going to say, so here we are going to say position, it will be absolute, and after position we'll say light height. So let's say height will be, let's say 250 px, and let's say light width, it will be let's say 700 px. So if you now save it, and if you go to our browser, and if you refresh over here, you can see light size is different than before. So now we want our light just below this lamp. So for it, again we need to make some changes over here. We are going to say over here margin left, it will be 300 and let's say 15 px. If we save it now, and if we now refresh, so here you can see the light is over here now. So now let's have this light image a little bit at the top, so that it looks like that this light is coming from the lamp. So we are just going to say over here, let's say here top, it will be, let's say 345 px. If you save it, and if you now refresh, okay, now this looks a little bit better, actually way better than before. So now what we want is that if someone click this button over here, then it will turn on and off the light. So for it, first of all, you need to search for jQuery CDN. So we are going to say over here jQuery CDN. So if you now go down, and here you can see jQuery get started W3 school. If you just click it over here, you can see Google CDN, jQuery CDN. So we are just going to copy this skip part over here, and we need to have this skip inside head. So we'll go back to our code and have the skip part in the head. So let's just paste it over here. So in order to turn on and off our light, we need to give a ID inside this button. So over here in the light on and light off button, we are just going to mention a ID. So we are going to say ID, and inside it let's say light underscore on, and inside this light off button we are going to say ID light underscore off. So now we'll now go down, and just before this in body part, we're just going to say over here script, and inside this script we are going to set dollar, then to first bracket, inside it we are going to give 2 double quotation, and then we'll give hash, then we'll say light underscore let's say off. So first of all we'll do it for this light off. So this light off is actually this one. So after this we are going to say dot click, and then to first bracket, and we will give a semicolon over here. So if someone click this light off button, then we'll do something over here. So we'll say over here function, and inside this function we're going to say that we want to turn off the light. So for turning off the light, we also need to mention a ID for this light image. So we are going to say over here ID, let's say over here light. Okay, and here we are going to say again dollar, and then to double quotation this hash sign and light, and this light is actually this one, and we are going to say dot fade out and this semicolon. So now if you save it and if you just refresh over here, and if you click this light off button, here you can see the light is gone. Now if you click this light on button, nothing is happening. So for it, let me just copy this one, Ctrl C, and I'll just paste it over here again. Now here, instead of light off, we are going to say light on, which we write over here. So we are just going to say here light on, and instead of fade out, we are going to say light in. So save it, and now let's refresh. So here you can see there is the light, and if I click light off, it will turn off the light, and if I click light on, it will turn on the light. So let's say at the beginning we do not on the lamp on. So for it we are just going to say here you can see the light images. So here we are just going to say hidden. So if you now save it and if you now refresh, here you can see at the beginning there is no light. Now if I click light on, there will be light coming, and if I click light off, the light is going off, and this looks quite smooth. Now let's just make it a little bit realistic. So for it we'll just directly go up, and here you can see the light. So here we are going to say over here transition, and we are going to say opacity, let's say 0 on S. Now save it and refresh, and if you click light on, here you can see it's a little bit different now, and it looks a little bit more realistic. And if you click light off, it is turning it off. If you click light on, it's turning the light on, which looks realistic. So this is all for this tutorial, and this tutorial was really simple. I tried to make this tutorial as easy as possible, and let's just say that the goal for this video is to get 100 likes. So please don't forget to like, and if you want to support me, please subscribe this channel.